Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Thursday, October 19th, 2023. Stand up for your country. Well, the president will address the nation tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. He's going to talk about Israel and Ukraine. And he's going to say the United States will pump more money into those operations. I'll explain it to you in a moment, why this is happening and whether it's a good or bad thing for the country. But President Biden is really in trouble right now, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So I'm going to report the latest polling. It's from CNBC, NBC News, very favorable to the Biden administration, and it's just Armageddon. The job performance numbers are now slipping into the mid-30s for Biden, and you can't recover from that. If the Republican Party had any kind of cohesiveness, which it does not, they would just walk in to the presidency and probably win the Senate and the House next November. But again, the Republican Party is very problematic. Okay, so Biden tonight is going to say, look, we have to defend Israel, and that's correct. We do. All right, you just can't let terrorists murder innocent women and children stand by. If we do that, we're not really America. And then he's going to say we have to stop Putin in Ukraine, which is also true. It's true. Putin will run wild if he gets control of Ukraine, which he will not as long as the West supports it. So some data. U.S. aid to Ukraine from 22 to July 31st, 23, $77 billion. All right, it's according to the Council of Foreign Relations. Enormous amount of money. All right, and it'll be more. And Biden, because Biden's a huge spender. So Israel gets $4 billion every year and has since 2009. All right, so we just kick Israel that money to defend themselves primarily. So Joe Biden doesn't care about spending money, and he's going to be dead when the bills come due. That's not mean. I'm not being mean. That's a fact. All right, 20, 25 years, that's when all of this massive spending is going to really kick in and harm the nation, unless we get a balanced budget amendment out of these pinheads in Congress who are pretty much incapable of doing anything at this point, both parties. So Biden doesn't care. He just spend. That's all he does. Biggest spending president in history by far. He's only been president for 3 years. Trump was a big spender, but nothing like Biden. Okay, so with these poll numbers and with his popularity, Joe Biden's popularity crashing, his administration has to prop him up. That's why I went to Israel for a day. Nothing wrong with going to Israel. You know, it's good to send a signal to the Islamic world that the United States is going to back Israel. That's good. That'll tamp down any people who are wavering. All right? Particularly Iran. Iran gets involved, you have to think that even Biden will punish them militarily. Now, Trump did it. Now, this is fascinating. So you remember my book, Killing the Killers, and I hope you read it. If you didn't, you can still get it. But the United States assassinated Soleimani, the head of the Revolutionary Guard in Iran, who was in charge of Hamas, Hezbollah, and ISIS, and all of those people. All right, Soleimani was dictating what they do. We just blew him away, and we go step by step in Killing the Killers had that happen. When he was assassinated, he was killed in Iraq, okay? The mullahs said, oh, we're going to get the United States. Oh, yeah, we're going to take revenge. Never did. Why didn't they? Because Donald Trump made it clear if Iran did anything, their ports were going to be bombed and their oil fields were going to be bombed. And that would be the end of their economy. So the mullahs did zero, nothing. They fear Trump, and that's a fact. All right? It is absolute fact. And all of the intel services all over the world know that. So now we have Biden. They don't fear Biden. Why would they? Biden has taken no punitive action against Iran at all. None. So I'm not saying, because I don't think it's logistically possible for Iran to insert itself in the Hamas-Israel situation, because Israel could bomb their ports and oil fields as well. And Iran could shoot down some planes, but they have no air force to speak of. They can't move troops into the Middle East. Logistically can't do it. So Iran will saber rattle, but I don't think they'll do anything. But if they did, would Biden take aggressive action? I don't know. But his administration has to prop him up. So he goes to Israel. One day, comes back, and tonight, as I said, he gives the nation a speech. And the speech will say, we're going to back Ukraine, we're going to back Israel, we're going to spend more money, and we're the stalwarts of democracy. That's who we are. Okay. What else is he going to do? All right, he's fallen apart, has to do this. It's not wrong. I'm not one of those who says Ukraine should be on its own or Israel should be on its own. It's not wrong. But there's a reason it's happening, and that's a memo. So let's go to that poll that I cited. It's a CNBC poll, all right? And 36 Democrat, 38 Republican, independent 19, fair survey, right? First question. In general, do you approve or disapprove of the job Joe Biden is doing? Approve 37%. Unbelievably low number. Disapprove 58. All right? Second question. In general, do you approve or disapprove of the way Biden's handling the economy? Approve 32%. That's an unbelievably low number. 63% disapprove. Now, why? Okay, we're not in a recession. It's because of the inflation for necessities. That people go to the grocery store and a gas station, you got to pay double sometimes what they paid under Trump. Even the dumbest American knows that. Okay? Third question. In general, do you approve or disapprove of the job Biden's doing dealing with foreign policy? 31% approve, disapprove 60. Why? Because there's so much chaos. Every time you turn around, it's Putin, it's China, it's Iran, it's Hamas, it's Mexico, it's fentanyl, it's cartels. Every time you turn around, it's something else. And what has Biden got to solve any of these problems? Nothing. We'll spend more money. Got nothing. So again, even the dumbest, well, no, 30%, no matter what you say, they'll support Biden or whatever. And finally, if the election were held today, would you vote for Trump or Biden? Trump 46, Biden 42, undecided 12. Okay, so that is an interesting sample right there. Again, NBC News is not an enemy of Biden. They don't scrutinize Biden. They're favorable to Biden. And they paid for that poll. Debt. You go to bed and wake up thinking about it. Here is the truth. The system traps you in debt. High interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay it off. And insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has a new strategy to help you erase debt faster and easier than you thought. It analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills and cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get your debt out of your life without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Let's go to the mail. Margarita Eckert, Clayton, Delaware. I'm a registered Republican. I'm so upset with the party about the speaker vote that I'm leaving. I will be an independent. Good for you. I'm an independent. Ann Grubler, Scottsdale, Arizona. The Republicans have been so childish. It's time to switch parties. How can Congress look Americans who supported them in the face and cause all the chaos? I don't know. I mean, it's not my ballywick, but Republicans are not doing themselves any good. James, Bill, once again, you are correct. The super rich will continue to support any Democrat with millions of dollars. Conservatives are so divided. If we do not unite together, the Democrats will win again. They're going to have the money. They're going to have the money. Cicely Gold, Brazelton, Georgia. Egypt is not as stupid as us. We allow terrorists in through the southern border. Egypt will not. Egypt's got plenty of terrorists, just so you know. The Islamic Brotherhood is centered in Cairo. The Egyptian secret police are very tough on jihadists. But Egypt isn't going to light any fuses in this area because there's a lot of militant Islamists living in Egypt. Dan Mag, Valparaiso, Indiana. What's to stop the terrorists from using a nuke on Israel? Well, the main thing is they don't have a nuke. That's what would stop them. But that's why Iran is trying to get one. All right, that's what that is all about. Judy, a great tip to tip 20%. I do that too. I worked as a waitress. It is hard work being on your feet constantly and dealing with John Q. Public. 3 of my 4 kids waited tables as well. My kid is a waiter. I forced him to do it. He makes really good money, but I wanted him to do it. And he's a great waiter. But, you know, that is such good training. Boy. Gary Pickering, Windham, New Hampshire. Thank you for the No Spin News. I watched you for years on Fox, only recently discovered that you are continuing your role as a journalist. The quality of your program, top notch. Every time I listen, I feel like I'm home. You know, it's funny to me, after 6.5 years, that still the majority of Americans don't know we're here. Which is why I hope you guys will give concierge and premium membership as gifts. Because I don't know what else to do. I'm everywhere. I'm on News Nation, 300 radio stations. The book is number 2. I mean, we get the message out. But half the country doesn't even know we're here. And, you know, like Gary, they find us and they go, oh, this is good. Compared to what you got on the tube. Whoa. And this is not a podcast, by the way. This is a broadcast. There's a big difference. All right, I mentioned Killing the Witches, holding firm, tough, big bestseller. We hope you check it out. Best Halloween book ever, with apologies to Edgar Allan Poe. And then we have the Fall Madness bundle, Killing the Legends, Killing the Killers. Very apropos now, Killing the Killers. Any mug of your choice, $42.95. Tremendous deal. You can give them away for gifts. You can keep them for yourself, whatever you want to do. And remember, we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube and Twitter or X. We're everywhere. And the Twitter thing, it's at Bill O'Reilly. And just check us out on Facebook and where else? YouTube, Instagram, and Threads. Like I know what that is. I don't know. All right, we'll be back with a final thought in a moment. Hey, I want to tell you about Coin. That is spelled COIGN.com. It's America's only conservative credit card. Every time you use your credit card these days, you could be helping big banks give billions to liberal organizations like La Raza, BLM, the Clinton Foundation, and others. But now you can fight back. Coin offers unlimited cash-back rewards, world-class theft and fraud protection, and the ability to align your dollars with your values. Coin gives a portion of every dollar they earn to conservative charities that Coin card holders vote on. The Coin credit card is disrupting the left's domination of corporate America and the billions they give to backwards liberal causes. So learn more and apply for a Coin credit card at coin.com/O'Reilly. That's COIGN.com/O'Reilly. Please go to coin.com/disclosures for more information. Okay, final thought of the day. Amazon hires reviewers, and one of them read Killing the Witches. Go.
I want to tell you what I liked and didn't like about this book. First of all, it was so necessary. The Salem witch hunt probably, in my opinion, was one of the most brutal aspects of American history, and it needs to not be forgotten. I feel like the author Bill gave us new details and gave us a different perspective on what exactly happened. And it was pretty extraordinary. Just a couple of girls and this whole thing. Anyway, you gotta read it. Then later on, it goes into the basis for the exorcism movie. I'm more interested in the history because I know it sounds cliche, but truth is stranger than fiction.
All right, but the Exorcist movie is history because 9 people died during the filming of the Exorcist movie. Did you know that? 9 people associated with the film died. Boo. And we got all the documentation. That's at the end. And it ties into witches because both deal with demonic possession. Anyway, appreciate the review, and we hope you check out Killing the Witches. And we thank you very much for watching and listening to the No Spin News Tonight, new column Sunday, and we'll see you on Monday.